Alright, so I'm making a video on this. Thought I might as well add my 2 cents to it. So here's my 83 GMC S15. I am just about done putting a Borg T56 from a like 94, I hope it's not 93 because apparently those ones are worse, but 94, 90, 93, 94, 95, 96 Camaro F-body. That could have been from a Firebird, I have no idea. I bought it off a guy. He had it in a Datsun with a big block. Anyway, not important. Just going to go over some things that maybe I would have liked to know, you know, as I'm just kind of figuring it out on my own. So, see what we get into here. Obviously this truck was an automatic before, so things that I got, factory slave cylinder, no, that's a master cylinder from a S10, and I got from an S10 off marketplace, guy was parting out I guess, manual column and pedals. Move all this shit out of here. So pedals from a, like, I don't know what he said it was, 90 whatever, 91 Blazer pedals, same thing, bolted right in. Just there's this one bolt like up above the dash that's in from the top, and you'd either have to take the dash out to get rid of it. So what I did, this bolt right there, there's like no room to get in, so I kind of cut an access panel. This was all, it was all closed in here. Pretty much you just had a rectangle here and a little hole here, so I opened up all in there. Anyway, was able to get it out. I didn't bother putting it back in. Whether that's a problem or not, I don't know. We'll find out. But anyway, shifter location in the rear position of the thing, transmission is, it's in a good spot. I've got buckets, obviously you couldn't do this if you had a bench seat, but yeah, it's in a good spot. I'm gonna make a little thingy to lift it up and move it, tilt it slightly forward. It has a pistol grip. Might be alright if it had a ball there, but I'll just move it up a bit, and it was what was on it, so I'm not gonna buy a new one. $20 Amazon shift boot. Yeah, everything on the column pretty much changed over. The only thing, there's one plug up in there that's somewhere, you'll figure it out, for the reverse lights, but other than that, everything should work like normal, though it will start in gear and without the clutch depressed, because there's not that wiring, because everything in the automatic was all in the column based on your shifter position up here. So that's what it is. Then for the transmission cross member, well, first I'll get into getting it in. I should have taken the bell housing off, but I didn't, which made it a lot harder to get out. I should have grabbed my light. Oh, well, whatever. But yeah, my exhaust managed to clear except for right here. Now, I do have the part for this. I was just testing. This slave cylinder is bad, so I've got a new one coming. I was just testing to see if it was actually moving the fork, the clutch fork at all. It was not. Anyway, S10 headers, I dented in right here, so have, you know, equal room, about a finger, tight finger. Anyway, that comes back to, obviously I got to fix that'll be sorted. Got the cross member, factory S10 cross member. Let me pause this, I'll get a light. Alright, so here's my light. Got this. Pretty good light, I like it, I've enjoyed this light. Anyway, factory S10 cross member, obviously modified. If you put, before I took the 700R4 out, I set them up right beside each other, bell housing to tail, and the transmission mount location is like right here. on the T56. It is like almost at the end. So it wants to be like here for the 700 R4. So if you can see here, I've got the factory cross member. It goes kind of in between my custom exhaust. Anyway, so I drilled another hole here. I have this part of it here that I cut off and just kind of left here. And on this side, it used to go to those holes. It's now there, and then it runs up and over. And I modified, you know, cut and welded, and then a piece of C-channel. Unfortunately, it looks like, yeah, I should have moved these holes back a little bit, but whatever. It's not a big a pain. I just thought if I was there, I might as well cut holes in it to get a deep socket won't fit, but I think a short socket with an extension would work. But anyway, not really a big deal. Yeah, everything on this side clears all right. Can get to the bolts easy. But yeah, if I were to do this again, I would unbolt the bell housing from the transmission and then just slide it on, because I was having a hard time. Obviously, I'm an idiot, all right? So don't do what I did. Anyway, yeah, my engine sits like that, factory front cross member. Anyway, factory S10 drive shaft. It is pretty close to being all bottomed out, but I think it's fine. And I think it's fine, and I'm going to say it's fine, and it's just going to try it. What's the worst that'll happen? I don't know. Am I an idiot? Maybe. Yeah, there I cut a big hole and made it smaller, and then I've got, you know, sound insulation, and then metal tape, and then that shift boot obviously, and the floor mat. But yeah, factory 700 R4 transmission mount works. Factory 700 R4 drive shaft slides right in. Fits. Didn't have to do anything with the cross member, or not the cross member, the trans tunnel. It fit in. Don't really know what else is special. But yeah, no idea again what really this transmission was out of, what year, but I should have looked up the gears. But whatever, not really too concerned. Should be fine. I got 410 gears in this thing, and yeah, from the 700 R4, had to go to the smaller flywheel and different starters. This starter has 2 bolts right across from each other, not staggered. You can see up there, kind of, sort of. Anyway, new starter, new flywheel, same clutch that was in it, and pressure plate, which they are not in great shape. But I didn't really feel like spending $400 on the good one on Rock Auto, which is what it would cost. And that's ideally the one that I'd want with, you know, this truck's probably, I know it's a Vortech 350 with LT4 hot cam, and heads are kind of hopped up a little, and valve springs, so maybe 400 crank, maybe. So I don't want, you know, if I'm doing it, might as well put in a good clutch. Then here we have this side. I believe this is the vehicle speed sensor, and then I think that is the reverse sensor. Anyway, don't really care. I'll figure it out when I get to it. But the reverse lockout, I was looking, you can buy a little thing. It's basically that thing without the long end that will, like, it's just a plunger, a little detent. Anyway, it's $100. I was not going to spend $100. I could have put wires to it, but then I thought might as well not, because I don't know, didn't want to. So I took it apart and I ground down a penny and put it in between. If you take this piece off, that hex, take that off, obviously take the whole thing off, then take the hex off, unscrew it, and then there's a little plunger with the electromagnet or whatever. When you put power to it, it comes out, allowing the detent to move this way. I just put a penny in there, and that's all I did, and tightened it back up, and now it goes into reverse with nothing hooked up. So obviously you don't want to go into reverse, because reverse is right next to fifth, so you know, you could actually go to reverse instead of fifth, but just don't be an idiot and don't do that. All it'll do is grind. It's not actually going to go in, but it could damage the teeth, but oh well. Oh well. I am doing this in December because I don't know why, because would rather drive it in the nice weather than work on it in the nice weather. But anyway, gauges, obviously doesn't have a mechanical gauge anymore, so this whole thing here I'm gonna have to get rid of. And I've got some, what are the expensive gauges that I don't really like because they're overpriced. Anyway, those ones, yeah, the white face, got TAC and not GPS, speedometer with that'll go to the speed sensor. The guy had it in a Camaro with a T56, so he's told me, yeah, it'll work. You know, you just look up the video how to calibrate it, hook up the wires, and it works. Anyway, so I just need another 4 gauges pretty much. I'll want fuel level, oil pressure, water, and volts, just so it, you know, it'll fill the space nicely in the, you know, 83 S10, you know, right? Get the 2 and 1/16 gauges for the small holes, then the other one's 3 and 3/8. Autometer's the brand that I was talking about. Anyway, overpriced for no reason, but it is what it is. I want them to all match, so I'm gonna suck it up and buy the other ones. I've got some clutch line fittings and stuff. You have to use for the factory S10. It has this, whatever, then it goes to 3AN, but I brought the wrong line because I was an idiot. Anyway, so I got to get another fitting to go from here to here. This is going to be spun around the other way. Just an Amazon line. You can get the right one, but I could buy $6 worth of fittings and make this line work rather than buying another $38 line. I know I could probably return it, but I don't want to deal with that. So $6 it is, and then it'll work. That I bought this brand off Amazon, and for the fittings for the roll pin compression, not compression, whatever, you know what I mean, the thing that goes on the bottom of that. Anyway, I'm gonna make another heat shield. I've got some aluminum and some heat insulation that I might do there, but there's not a lot of room. If you have one of these, you know, it's maybe 3/16, quarter inch in between the tip of it and the header, right? Anyway, yeah, did manage to crack my distributor cap pulling the engine. I just had a strap on the front and lifted it up onto the cross member so I could get the fucking input shaft straight with the pilot bearing and whatnot. Managed to do it without a clutch alignment tool first try, but anyway, so that's what we got. Let me know if you want to see an update when it's done. I might, but then again I might not. If this video only gets 100 views, then why bother? But if it helped you, sure, leave a like if you like the wood. Anyway, yeah, not much else. Maybe I'll do another video, or maybe I won't. Don't really care. But got a new phone, so trying it out. It's got this, you know, you can go for 0.6, it's called, I don't know, lenses. It's got like 3 cameras anyway. And if you enjoy it, leave a like, or not. Don't really care. Hope this helped. See ya. Goodbye.